Welcome all for this financial management class. This is Gauri. Today we are going to see about sources of finance and cost of capital. Different source of finance, long-term and short-term sources. Cost of capital, concept, relevance of cost of capital, specific cost and weighted average cost, rationale of after tax weighted average cost of capital, marginal cost of capital. Today we are going to see about what's the meaning of finance, sources of finance. Finance is the lifeblood and nerve center of a business. The firm cannot have smooth sailing unless it has sufficient finance to meet its working capital, fixed capital requirement. Classification of finance. If you are seeing the classification of finance, short-term finance. Funds that are required for a period of 1 year. That means less than 1 year to meet working capital needs are known as short-term finance. Example, raw material purchase, wages. Sources of short-term finance, trade credit, bank credit, customer advances, installment credit, commercial paper, depreciation fund, provision for taxation, outstanding expenses. Then if we are seeing about the long-term finance. Long-term finance means funds which are required in the firm for a period more than 1 year and used for a purchase of fixed asset such as land, building, machinery, furniture, etc. are termed as fixed capital. Sources of long-term finance means shares, retained earnings, debentures, public deposit, loan from financial institution, lease financing, venture capital financing, hire purchase financing, international finance. Then what's mean by cost of capital? If you are seeing means a firm can be raise long-term funds through a combination of debt, preference share capital and equity share capital. The firm has to service these funds by paying interest, preference dividend and equity dividend respectively. If you are seeing the Milton H. Spencer definition means cost of capital is the minimum rate of return which a firm requires as a condition for understanding an investment. Then what are the components of cost of capital? Means return at zero risk, premium for business risk, premium for financial risk. If you are seeing the importance of cost of capital means capital budgeting decision, designing the capital structure, deciding about the methods of financing, performance of top management, other areas of decision making. What are the factors determining the cost of capital means general economic conditions, market conditions, operating and financing decisions, amount of financing. If you are seeing the types of cost of capital means historical cost and future cost, explicit cost and implicit cost, specific cost and composite cost, average cost and marginal cost. Then we have to see the sums in the computation of cost of capital. If the in an organization, if we are taking means in the small organization they can raise their funds for the business, it can raise the funds within own. If the partnership means the partners can contribute the amount to the business. If the big concern will run means if you need the cost of capital for 1 crores means we have to issue some debentures or preference shares or equity shares to the public. If we are receiving for the debt, so we have to give the tax amount for that one. That debt, that is the we are receiving the company using the product as a to receive its debt for debentures, preference shareholders, equity shares. So if we are the company issuing the redeemable and irredeemable debentures. If the company issuing irredeemable debentures means we have to calculate only before tax and after tax we can calculate the interest after tax net proceeds only. So the formula is cost of irredeemable debentures. Irredeemable debentures means the company can't reback its debentures on its life period because it is a irredeemable debentures. When the company comes to the winding up only, we can settle the amount to its debtors. So we have to calculate the interest amount using the formula cost of debt before tax, that means KDB, equal to interest divided by net proceeds. The debentures would issue in cost of capital. We have to issue the debentures at par, premium and discount value. If we are issuing the par, net proceeds equal to face value minus issue expenses. If we are issuing the debentures at premium means net proceeds equal to face value plus security premium minus issue expenses. Debt issued at discount means net proceeds equal to face value minus discount minus issue expenses. Cost of debt after tax, KDA, equal to the formula interest after tax divided by net proceeds. Cost of irredeemable debentures means Shakti Limited issued 20,000 8% debentures of rupees 100 each on 1st April 2009. The cost of issue of rupees 50,000. The company tax rate is 35%. Determine the cost of debt before as well as after tax if they were issued at par, premium of 10% at a discount rate of 10%. So we have to calculate irredeemable debentures. Interest 20 lakhs into 8 divided by 100. We can get the answer 1,60,000. The tax rate is 35%. If you are paying 30 lakhs in 1,60,000, we can get 50,000 as a tax. After interest after tax amount 1,04,000 we can get. Then we have to calculate the net proceeds. Gross proceeds 20 lakhs because 20,000 into 100 rupees shares we can get 20 lakhs minus cost of issue 50,000 we have to deduct from that one, we can get 19 lakhs 50,000 as net proceeds. Cost of debt before tax KDB, interest before tax divided by net proceeds into 100. So 1,60,000 into 19,50,000 into 100 equal to 8.21%. If you are calculating cost of debt after tax, KDA means interest after tax net proceeds divided by net proceeds into 100, we can get 1,04,000 divided by 19,50,000 into 100 equal to 5.32%. If issued at a premium of 10% means gross proceed 20,000 into 110, 22 lakhs. Cost of issue 50,000, we can get net proceeds 21 lakh 50,000. Cost of debt before tax, we can get 7.44%. Cost of debt after tax, we can get 4.84%. Then issued at a discount of 10%. Gross proceeds 18 lakh, cost of issue 50,000. Net proceeds we can get 17 lakh 50,000. Cost of debt before tax 1,60,000 divided by 17 lakh 50,000 into 100 equal to 9.14%. Cost of after tax, if we are using the formula, we can get 5.94%. Then cost of debt before tax means we have to calculate annual cost before tax divided by average value of debt. Annual cost before tax, this is the format for this one, for the redeemable debentures. Redeemable debentures means the company can get reback its debentures within 10 years, after 10 years or 20 years, reback its debentures. So we have to calculate annual cost before tax and we have to calculate average value of debt. So annual cost before tax means interest on debentures per annum, add issue expenses, add discount on issue, add premium on redemption. Then we have to less the premium on issue debts, we can get annual cost before tax. This is the format. So annual value of debt equal to net present value plus RV, return value, divided by 2. We have to add the two items and multiply by 2. We can get the average value of debt. Cost of redeemable debentures after tax is calculated given below. KDA equal to annual cost minus tax savings divided by average value of debt is the formula for redeemable debentures after tax. The cost of redeemable debentures after tax can also be ascertained by using the formula KDA equal to KDB into 1 minus tax rate. Also we can use the formula. Cost of redeemable debentures. Example sum. Kinley Limited issued 50,000 10% debentures of rupees 100 each, redeemable in 10 years, time at 10% premium. The cost of issue 2.5%. The company income tax rate 35%. Determine the cost of debt before as well as after tax. If they were issued at par, premium 5% and discount 10%. Issued at par, redeemable premium 10%. Calculation of annual tax, interest 50 lakhs because 50,000 shares issued at 100 rupees. So we are multiplying, we can get 50 lakhs. If we are calculating 10% means we can get 5 lakhs. In the 5 lakhs, the cost of issue 1 lakh 25,000 we can get. Then add premium on redemption 50,000 we can get and calculate the annual cost before tax. Less the tax amount 35% they have given in the sum. So we are deducting that amount 1,96,875. We can get 3,65,625 as the annual cost after tax. Then calculation of average value of debt. Gross proceeds 50,000 into 100, 50 lakhs. Cost of issue 1,25,000. We can deduct the amount means 48,75,000 we can get. Redeemable value 50 lakhs into 110 divided by 100. We can get 55 lakhs. Average value equal to net proceeds into redeemable value divided by 2. So 47 lakhs net proceeds, redeemable RV equal to 55 lakhs divided by 2. We can get 51 lakh 87,500. Then cost of debt before tax means annual cost before tax divided by average value of debt into 100. We can get 10.84%. In cost of average tax means annual cost of after tax average value of debt into 100. We can get 7.05%. Then calculation of annual cost. Interest 50 lakhs, 10 divided by 100, 5 lakhs. Add cost of issue 30 for 2.5% for 10 years means 13 lakh 125. Premium on redemption 50,000. Premium on issue 50,000. Then add this amount 5,63,125. Premium on issue 25,000. Annual cost before tax we can get 5,38,105 less tax amount 1,88,344. If you are calculating 5,38,125, 35% means we can get this amount. After deducting amount we can get annual cost after tax 3,49,781. Then calculation of average value of debt. Gross proceeds 52,50,000 less cost of issue 2.5% means deduct from this amount 1,31,250. We can get 51,18,750 as net proceeds. Then redemption value 50 lakhs into 110 divided by 100, 55 lakhs. Average value 51, 55 divided by 2 we can get 53 lakhs 9,375. Cost before tax means we can get 10.14%. After tax means 6.59%. Calculation of annual cost 50 lakhs. Cost issue at premium. Premium we can get the answer 98,125. Calculation of average value of debts. Gross proceeds, cost of issue 43,75,000. Redemption value, average value of debt also we can calculate. Cost of debt before tax KDB 12.41%. Cost of debt after tax means we can calculate 8.06%. Then cost of preference share capital. Second method, cost of preference share capital. Cost of irredeemable preference share capital. That is also we can get reback, get its shares on reback on its lifetime. Only at the winding up of the company only we can settle. This is the irredeemable preference share capital. Then KP equal to annual preference dividend divided by net proceeds. Cost of redeemable preference share capital means we have to calculate annual cost and annual value of the RPS. Because redeemable preference shares we can get reback the after 10 years and 20 years the company can reback its value. So at the time we have to calculate redeemable value. So we have to calculate annual cost also. Cost of equity capital means dividend yield or dividend price method. Cost of equity, KE equal to cost of equity. How much of interest we are receiving for this particular debt. That is cost of equity. So D1 divided by NP. D1 means expected dividend per share. NP means net proceeds. Dividend price plus growth method means the formula D divided by P plus G. Growth method. New issue of shares. New issue of shares means cost of equity KE equal to D1 divided by NP plus G. D1 equal to expected dividend per share. NP means net proceeds per share. G equal to growth rate in dividend. Issue of existing shares means we have to calculate the market price per share. So cost of equity equal to D1 divided by MP. We have to calculate here MP. New issue of shares means we have to calculate net proceeds NP. But the existing shares means we have to calculate MP, market price. MP equal to market price. Earning price, EP method. New issue of shares, EPS divided by MP, earning per share. Existing shares means EPS divided by MP, market price per share. This is the formula. Then cost of retained earning means, that is the formula, cost of equity less tax. Then we can less the brokerage amount, we can get the cost of retained earnings. Cost of retained earnings means the company can't distribute its profits to the shareholders. The company can retain that amount for its wealth maximization. We can the company can buy any assets means use this amount. So at the time the company can't distribute the would not distribute the amount to its shareholders. So KE equal to cost of equity capital, T equal to tax rate, B means brokerage. Cost of irredeemable preference share capital. Malaya Limited issued 60,000 15% irredeemable preference shares rupees 100 each. The issue expenses were 60,000. Determine the cost of preference share capital issued at par, premium and discount. The cost of irredeemable preference share capital equal to annual preference dividend divided by net proceeds into 100. So we can get the net proceeds 60 lakhs less issue expenses 60,000. We can get 59,40,000. Then cost of preference share 9 lakh divided by 59 lakh 40,000 into 100. We can get 15.15%. Issued at premium means 10% annual preference dividend, same 9 lakhs. Cost of gross proceeds less issue expenses means we can get 65 lakhs 40,000. If we are applying the formula, we can get 13.76% as the premium. Issued at premium of 10%. Issued at a discount of 5%. Annual preference dividend, we can get 9 lakhs. If we are issuing the gross proceeds 57 lakhs. Issue expenses 60,000 means we can get 5640. If we are applying the formula, we can get 15.96%. Then cost of redeemable preference share capital. Redeemable means Asin Limited, for the example sum, Asin Limited issued 15,000 12% preference shares of rupees 100 redeemable at 10% premium after 20 years. The flotation cost were 5%, at par, at premium 5%, at a discount of 10%. The redeemable debentures means we can issue to the debtors as interest. If the shares means preference shares and equity shares means we are issuing the amount as dividend. So issued at par, redeemable, premium of 10%, annual cost preference dividend 15 lakhs into 12 divided by 100, we can get 1,80,000. Flotation charge 15 lakhs. Here we have used the Flotation charge 15 lakhs into 5%, 75,000 divided by 20 years. We can get redeem its amount in 20 years. So we have to divide the amount for 20 years to calculate the per year amount. So premium on redemption 15 lakh divided by 10 into 100 equal to 1,50,000 divided by 20 years. We can get 7,500. We can deduct from the 1,80,000, add from those 1,50,000, 1,91,250. Average value of RPS, issue price 15,000 into 100 plus flotation cost 75,000, we can get 14,25,000. Redemption value 15 lakhs into 110 divided by 100 equal to 16,50,000 plus net proceeds 14,25,000 divided by 2, we can get cost of redeemable preference share capital 12.44% after applying the formula. Issued at premium 5% redeemable preference share capital means if you are issuing all the formulas, we can get 11.93%. Computation of annual cost, preference dividend 1,80,000, flotation cost 3,750,000. Then discount on issue 7,500, we can get the annual cost 1,98,750. Computation of average value, RPS, issue price 13,50,000, flotation charge 75,000, we can get 12,75,500 as net proceeds. If you are applying the formula, after then we can get 13.59%. Cost of equity dividend yield method. Equity shareholders is the real owner of the company. Preference share capital, if you are taking, means preference shareholders can get the preference at the time of getting the dividend. At the time of winding up also they can get the preference, but the equity shareholders is the real owner of the company. So in this sum, Ajit Limited has stable income and stable dividend policy. The average annual dividend payout is ₹25 per share. Face value 100 rupees. You are required to ascertain cost of equity capital. Cost of equity capital of the market price of the share is 150. Expected market price in a year 2 if cost of equity expected to rise to 20%. Dividend payout ratio in year 2 if company have to expected market price ₹160 per share at the existing of cost of equity. Ashwin Limited stable income and stable dividend means we have to use the formula equity dividend yield method. The average value, we have to see the stable income and stable dividend policy in our mind. The same one, we have to first one we have to calculate cost of equity capital. What is the rate of interest we will receive? Then second point, cost of equity capital, the market price is 150 means what is the cost of capital? Okay, then third one, expected market price in a year 2, the second year, the cost of equity expected to raise 20% means what is the cost of equity. Then fourth point, dividend payout ratio, payout in the second year if the company have to expected market price 160 per share. If the rate of per share 160 means what is the price at the existing cost of equity, we have to calculate in the 4 stages. First one, computation of cost of equity. KE, cost of equity equal to D1 divided by NP into 100. Expected dividend per share 25, NP net proceeds 100, KE equal to 25 divided by 100 into 100 equal to 25% is the cost of equity. Then the second point, cost of equity if market price of share is 150 means KE equal to D1 divided by MP. In here existing share, so you have to use MP market price 25 divided by 150 into 100 equal, we can get 16.67%. KE D1 equal to MP, we can get rupees expected market price 125. Fourth point, computation of dividend per share if market price is 160 at the existing cost of equity of rupees 25,000%. K equal to D1 divided by MP, 25% equal to D1 divided by 160. D1 equal to 160 divided by 25 into 100, we are applying per share, we can get 40 rupees. Then Allen Limited pays a dividend of rupees 4 per share. Its shares are quoted as rupees 40 presently and investors expect a growth rate of 10% per annum. calculate cost of equity, expected market price. If anticipated growth of rate 11%, market price of dividend is rupees 4, the cost of capital is 16% and growth rate is 10%. We have to calculate the three ways. Cost of equity, first one we have to calculate. In the cost of equity, we have to use the formula D1 divided by MP into G, means we can get 20% as cost of equity. Then the market price, if the growth rate is 11%, we have to deduct the 20% minus 11%, we can get 9%. Using this formula, we can get the market price per share rupees 44.44. K equal to D1 divided by MP plus growth rate. Growth rate 10%. If you are applying, we can get the market price 66.67%. Then fourth method, cost of retained earnings. The rate of return available to the equity shareholders in the EVA Limited is 20% and the personal tax applicable to the shareholder is 22%. It's expected that the shareholder will have to bear the brokerage cost of 3%. When they invest their dividends in alternative securities, compute the cost of retained earnings. Cost of equity equal to 20. Personal tax rate 4.40. We can deduct that amount. We can get 15.60. Brokerage cost 0.468. If you are deducting this amount, we can get 15.132 as cost of retained earnings. Then weighted average cost of capital. This is another one of method. In the following is available regards the capital structure Edwards. Already we have discussed, if the company wants amount means they can borrow from the public through the debentures, preference share capital, equity shares and retained earnings. In these methods, four methods, this is the company has earned the amount for its business functions. So here we have to give different types of weightage for all the one, because debentures is a debtors. Preference shareholders also one of the shareholder of the company. Equity shareholder is the real owner of the company. Retained earnings means the company won't distribute to the profit to its shareholders. The company can retain that amount to its developing purpose. So in the four ways we have to raise the funds. The business company raise the funds. So we have to give weightage for this one. In the sum debentures 12 lakhs amount, 12 lakhs debentures the company has issued. After tax cost of capital 5%, preference share capital 4 lakhs, after tax 10%, equity share capital 8 lakhs, retained earnings 16 lakhs. So you are required to calculate the weighted average cost of capital. Then we have to write all the products one by one. Debentures, preference share capital, equity share capital, retained earnings. What is the amount? In the sum they have given 12 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 8 lakhs, 16 lakhs. Totally the company has purchased 40 lakhs from the public for its company's development. So the weightage for total amount 40 lakhs means what is the weightage for this particular 12 lakhs debentures? So we have to calculate the weightage. 12 divided by 40 equal to 0.30%. Preference share capital 4 lakhs means total weightage 40 divided by 4 divided by 40, we can get 0.10. Then for the equity shares we can get 0.20. Retained earnings we can get 0.40. After the cost of capital, the sums has given 5%, 10%, 15%, 12%. We can multiply 0.3 into 5. We can get the weighted cost 1.5, 1, 3, 4.8, 10.30. Total weighted average cost of capital equal to 10.30. Then a company was recently formed to manufacture a new product. It has the following capital structure: 9% debentures 10 lakhs, 7% equity shares 48,000, 16 lakhs, retained earnings 10 lakhs, 40, totally 40 lakhs. The market price of equity share is 80. In the previous sum they have given clearly the after tax rate. In this sum we have to calculate the after tax. So market price of equity share rupees 80, dividend of rupees 8 per share is proposed. The company has marginal tax rate 50% and shareholders dividend Individual tax rate is 25%. Compute after tax weighted average cost of capital of the company. So we have to use the formula. Again, computation of after tax KDA equal to interest divided by net proceeds into 100. Interest on debentures 10 lakhs into 9% in the sums they have given 90,000 less the tax rate 50% they have explained in the so one the company has marginal tax rate 50%, so we have to deduct the 50% amount from this one 45,000 we can get after tax 45,000. Computation of cost of equity D1 equal to MP divided by 100. Expected dividend per share 8, market price per share 80. K equal to 8 divided by 80 into 100, we can get 10%. Computation of cost of retained earnings, KR. Then in the preference share capital, they have already given 7%. They didn't give any information for that one. So we can take as the 4 lakhs. Then after that one, computation of retained earnings, we use the formula KR equal to D into 1 minus T divided by MP into 100. We can get 7.5%. So debentures amount 10 lakhs, 10 divided by total amount here also 40 lakhs, 10 divided by part 40 equal to 0.25 for the preference share capital 10. 4 lakhs only we have applied. For 16 lakh share capital we can get 0.40. Retained earnings 0.25. If we are giving calculating the weighted cost for all the one, we can get 7.70 as weighted average cost of capital. In the next sum, they have given the book value and market value also. The same method we have to calculate for this one also. Equity share capital, retained earnings, preference share capital, debentures. They have given the book value 45,000, 15, 10, 30 as a market value 90,000. For the retained earnings, they won't give anything. Preference share capital 10,000, debentures 30,000. The after cost of the different sources finance as follows. For the 14% for the equity share capital, return on earnings 13%, preference share capital 10%, debentures 5%. We have to calculate for the one. We have to write it one by one. The products, equity share capital, retained earnings, preference share capital and debentures 45,000. Calculate the first one the book value, then we have to calculate the market value. For this sum we can get the 11.62 as the weighted average cost of capital for the market price. The amount of retained earnings not included in the market value of equity, so it's shown separately for calculating weighted average cost of capital by using the market value of weights. Okay, thank you.